Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Welcome everyone, and welcome to this little session, which is the third session where we take on for your reflections and then go ahead and give you a food for thought, food for questioning, so that you can take it on and come back prepared on Sundays, either through online or through physically, as you would prefer. So to ask more questions and delve in deeper and deeper into this world where we are all in some kind of illusion that this is the prayer I did. Mother, take us from unreal to real. What we think we are, it is not reality. So the understanding that you've been hearing on the last Sunday, we did this talk on that, on the meditation, that everything is that you're realizing is our awareness, is our consciousness. And that consciousness is actually making us realize this entire world. You're right now sitting and listening or looking at the screen or sitting on a chair. You're aware that you're sitting on a chair. You're aware that you're looking at something, someone, hearing me, touching, watching the whole world. So there's a question which came up to me, and that is, what is the relationship of that consciousness to this? How does this world is seeing through we talked about the reflective consciousness. The reflective consciousness is from the consciousness empowering the mind and the body and the brain and the senses to see this world. So what is the question? What is the relationship between reflective consciousness and the real consciousness? Is it the same thing? Straight answer is no, it is not the same thing. Though we think it is the same thing. And we did that meditation where we talked about awareness. It is step by step, taking you across to the true. You and I cannot understand the true consciousness. If you do that, the moment we realize I am that consciousness, you and I become enlightened master. We become Paramahansa, Buddha, great masters who have realized it. So, let's understand it now. What is the relationship? Firstly, remember the very beautiful example which always comes to my mind, and I talk whether to you, to the parents, to the devotees, to the children. Imagine a beautiful moonlight. A few days ago there was a powerful, holy, full moon, holy time. Did you and I ever realize, reflected that the moon, the example of the moon, it's not the moon's light. It is the light of the sun which comes to the moon, which in turn reflects through the moon and lights up the earth around, and we see in the absence of the sunlight. But do we ever, let's say we must have exchanged notes with our friends, our beloved partners, our children. What beautiful moonlight. Or we appreciate it to our own self. Did we ever say, what beautiful sunlight? Have you realized we never think of it that way? And this is the illusion. Now the question is that reflective consciousness, which is like the moon getting lit up by the sun, is our mind gets lit up by the consciousness, which is called reflective consciousness. So the question is, what is the relationship of this reflective consciousness to our body, to our mind, and to the real consciousness? Very good question, isn't it? What is it? I keep asking this, telling about it. It's a very good question. What is the relationship of this reflective consciousness with the real consciousness, with our mind, and with our body? So, the relationship, to understand it, if you take the moonlight with the sunlight, to understand it metaphorically, that mind with the power of the consciousness becomes the reflective consciousness and lights up the brain. The brain in turn lights up the senses, and senses through the sensual apparatus like the eye, like the ear, nose, touch, etc., lights up the world and object. And have you ever realized, with our five senses, we grab the world and bring it to us and let it bombard our mind? No? I like this, I don't like it. I smell it, I see it, nice, it is not nice. A good smell, bad smell. I like that look of the food, I want to eat it. We are bombarding the world. I like this person, I don't like this person. So now, understanding the relationship. First, you understood this example. This reminds me of a beautiful cartoon which was there some time back. A Dracula is coming out of a coffin, and it's a beautiful full moonlight, and a man is walking, and the Dracula comes out and is trying to come and capture this guy and bite him and eat up his blood. You see lots of Dracula movies these days, so it is coming to my mind. The Dracula is coming to eat up this man and drink his blood. This man suddenly gets an idea. He says, wait, before you eat me, wait. And so what is it? Imagine the scene, that man and the Dracula standing in a full moonlight. He says, let me give you a little bit of lessons of geography. Telling the Dracula, that man, this is the earth, this is the sun, this is the moon, and you see this moonlight on which you and I are being lit up. It's not the moonlight. It is the sun's real light. And the cartoon shows the moment he tells the Dracula and he realizes it is not moonlight, it is sunlight, he is burst into flame, meaning he dies. It's a beautiful analogy for me to remember it, to make you understand. Like, let's say, another good example. We see our face in the mirror, and we have one great advantage of seeing our face in the mirror, that we can, have you ever thought of it? We can see our face. Otherwise, we can never see our face. Have you realized? Our eyes cannot see our eyes. Our eyes cannot see our face. Eyes can only see what is out there. And so the mirror is an advantage, I can see my face. Okay. Now, imagine I look at the face and I'm so engrossed by looking at that face, I want to take care of it, I want to beautify it, I want to do what else, which you and I keep doing it as men and women, as boys and girls, is beautifying that face. And I think this is me. Now this is what is happening with the reflective consciousness, is Drigdrishya Viveka is telling the answer to this question. So thank you for the question. It's a very good question. Drigdrishya Viveka answers this. What is the relationship between the subconscious, that reflective consciousness, to the real consciousness? And the answer goes out right in the beginning. Drigdrishya Viveka answers it by saying that it is three answer, meaning three parts of an answer. One is Karmajan, second is Sahajan, and third is Vrantijan. Karmajan is born out of work, born out of karma. Which one is his body? So as long as we are alive, we will see the world around through that reflective consciousness, the world. As long as we are alive, we will see. So it is karmajan. It is born from karma, being alive. Second is sahajan. What is that? The body relationship with the consciousness, with the reflective consciousness, through to the consciousness is karmajan. My relationship with karmajan through the reflective consciousness will be as long as I am alive. And what is sahajan? The mind. The mind relationship with the consciousness through the reflective consciousness is sahajan. Meaning, as long as my face is there, I will see the mirror. My face in the mirror. As long as mirror is there, as long as moon is there, understand this. Sun's light will reflect and sun's light, moon will send it to earth, and we will see it see things at night on a full moon night. Isn't it? So sahajan, meaning as long as my mind is there. When is it my mind is not there? Good question. When my mind is not there, when I am in deep sleep, when I am in coma, or when I have been, the highest time when mind is not there is when I am injected. Because people have come out of coma and also said that I remembered this. So in injected for operation, lying in OT, I am totally disconnected with my mind. So now, which are the four things that we have in this so-called mind? Four things. And then I'll come to the rest of the part of the answer. First is buddhi or intellect, with which we understand, read, play, answer, write. Second is manas, mind, the mind itself. Third is memory. With the memory, I recollect things. These are all functions of the mind. And the first function, the mind itself, is the understanding. Is this, when you said, I am aware that I am sitting on a chair, that is the part of that mind, that awareness. That awareness which we are doing in the meditation is actually the function of the mind awareness, not the true awareness. We cannot go to the true awareness through that little meditation, because if we do, we have enlightened. But it is a step to go to that true consciousness. So, when is mind not there? When I am in coma, when I have been injected for operation, when I am in deep sleep, mind is not there. Thoughts are not there. Mind gives us what? Perception, understanding, realization, likes, dislikes, love, hatred, all these things that mind is coming. So mind, manas, intellect or buddhi. Third is memory. I remember, I don't remember, I understand, I don't understand. And the fourth is called ego. What is that ego function? Ego is I-ness. So what is that? It has got two functions. Ego one, the first function is I am Robbin Ghosh. That is that ego first. Me, Robbin Ghosh. And you and I are always saying, I am this. And I isolate myself with the rest of the world, whereas I am not actually, as per Vedanta, I'm not separate from the world, but I align myself with the ego and say, I am different. That is one. That the first two part of the ego, and the second part of the ego is, first part is, I am Robbin Ghosh. Second part is, I am this body and the mind. I am the body and the mind. Whereas I am not. Now, so Karmajan, Drigdashya Viveka answer. What is it? Body is born because of the consciousness, and it realizes the world because of, as long as the body is there, it will. As long as mind is there, it will. Called Sahajan. Very easy. Just like, as long as there is a mirror, I will see my face. And third one. So, Karmajan, Sahajan and Vrantijan. This is a very interesting answer given in Drigdiksha Viveka. What is Vrantijan? What is my relationship with the true consciousness? Is, you will be surprised to know, is born out of error, stupidity. We think that this awareness is me, which is not. This awareness is Vrantijan from the consciousness. The true consciousness and the reflective consciousness of the mind has no relationship at all. Then why do we say this? Because it is a way for an example to understand. Just like the moon and the sun, we gave you the example. As if sun is different, moon is different, and we are seeing the earth is different. Understand it this way now. Whereas Vedanta says there is nothing like that. There is no sun, there is no earth, there is the moon. Everything is only one, which is consciousness, from which consciousness has given birth to the galaxies and the planets and you and me and thousands of things, and living and non-living. And we talked about it earlier, the Brahman and what is God in our earlier session, last session. And who are we? We, God and Brahman. We'll come back to it on Sunday once again, open it for revision of your mind. So now what is it? Vrantijan relationship with this, that reflective consciousness to the consciousness. Why? Because, understand it this way, after all this talk of consciousness, reflective consciousness, you say it is error, it's stupidity? Yes, because that reflective consciousness we feel is what I am. I'm aware now. Whereas truth is, I am the consciousness. I am the consciousness which is aware of the reflective consciousness, aware of the mind and the body. So a yogi tells in the Himachal Pradesh, he says, what is the relationship? Beokufi ka matra hai. It's only ignorance. So, coming back to the Advaita understanding, we are that consciousness. How do we relate now with these examples I gave you just now? Just think. When I am awake, and let's say I have attained Paramahamsa state, I become Buddha, Jesus Christ, Paramahamsa, I suddenly realize I am enlightened. I know I am the consciousness. My visions of you and me, the world does not change. I don't have another drishti. I still am, only thing I know it now. I am different. So my body sense, mind sense, name sense is still there. I continue to operate. But I operate differently because I know something. So I accept, like the beautiful harmony of a child, of a pure being, everything in this universe. I don't find fault with people. I don't tell lies. And I know that this supreme consciousness and I are not different. It is like I have become aware that the moon's light is not the moon's light, it is the sun's light reflecting on the moon. Just because I have become aware, will the moon become dark? No, moon will continue to shine just because I am aware. Similarly, just because I am aware, my awareness of this body or of you and the people around, the world and the things mountain, the desert, the planets, the earth, the moon does not change. Got it? Very simple, a little sounds complicated, but it is an understanding. So you are the true consciousness, but you're operating in this world through the awareness, which is like the moonlight. But if the moonlight is not moon's light, it's the sun's light. And that moon's light is like our awareness. But I am not the awareness. I operate through that awareness. A very simple example would be, I use those applications in the computer. Those computers apps or the mobile apps is not the software, the processing of the, it's just application using those, the supreme powerful processor. No? Come, we will meet you on this coming Sunday. You have a wonderful day. It is some very good knowledge, very good question, little understanding. We'll discuss it more. Go ahead and think about some good questions. Jai Guru.